I got into sailing with my family really as a kid. We grew up in the north of England, so sailing wasn't really that accessible, but I used to sail in North Wales on a small cruising boat and really just started sailing for fun. Well, lots of sports people, lots of people in general. Um, Guys like Tiger Woods and Roger Federer in their own sports are, clearly dominating and set the standards for the rest of the field. And that's just fantastic to watch in any sport, and certainly I take a lot from that. Oh, my memories from Atlanta in '96 are really just being a wide-eyed young kid, not really knowing anything about the Olympic Games and just being blown away by the experience. And thankfully I had a good regatta. I did very well. I was close to taking the gold, and I guess in a way the fact that I didn't, it really inspired me and motivated me to go out and try and win the gold in 2000 in Sydney. Well, Sydney was an unbelievable experience. I mean, incredibly high pressure situation to be up against the same guy who beat me for gold in '96, and to manage to take him down in the final race. Massively controversial, but in sailing it was something which had been done many times before, and thankfully I was able to sail the Brazilian Robert Scheidt to the back of the fleet and win gold, and really for me that was a massive relief after 4 years of incredibly hard work. Well, changing to the fin class from the laser really meant I had to bulk up about 10-15 kilos of body weight. And also one of the other challenges with the fin is that it's a technical class, so it meant I really had to get my mind around what makes a boat go fast, changing different masts and sail setups, and really learning how to tune up a boat like you would a racing car. And so that was a fantastic learning experience, and also a lot of time in the gym putting the muscle on, but I really loved the fin. Well, China was a very tough venue. Predominant conditions were very light winds and strong tides, which in sailing terms is pretty much a no-no. It's very difficult conditions, very challenging. For me, it was something I quite enjoyed, being maybe a little bit more experienced than my rivals and a bit lighter. I was very quick in the light conditions and really enjoyed it, and thankfully had a good games, another good experience. Well, like any other British sports person, it's just a fantastic opportunity to have the Olympic Games in your home country, and for us here at Weymouth and Portland, where my generation of sailors sort of grew up and learned to sail, it's really incredible that we've got the Olympics here, and like everyone else I hope to be a part of it. Well, with this Olympics we've got a lot of talent in the British fin fleet. In the class that I sail, we've got 5 guys in the top 10 in the world, and only 1 guy gets to go to the Olympics, so as you can imagine that makes the qualification process incredibly tough. And for me, being away from the boat for the last 2 years, getting back into it last November, it's been a real uphill struggle to get back to top form. I've had 2 very good results at the beginning of this season, and hopefully I can continue that through the rest of the season and through the qualifying regattas. But certainly a lot of talent in the UK, which is good for British sailing, but tough for the people trying to qualify for the Olympics. Beyond sailing, to be honest, I've never really stopped to have a chance to think about it, but sailing is a pretty consuming sport. It's pretty intense, there's lots of different challenges, so it takes up a lot of your time, and it's hard to really have much of a life outside of that. I think Henri Lloyd stands out in the industry because of the quality of the clothing, primarily, and also the history of the brand. You think back to Robin Knox-Johnson in the early days developing the first sort of offshore clothing that existed, today to the materials that are used and really the perfection that goes into making a top sailing garment. Well, the gear for us is vitally important. You think of all the effort we put into the boat and the sails and the rig, but the clothing, being comfortable out in the water, having aerodynamic, comfortable kit, keeping you warm in a range of conditions. It takes a lot of effort to get that right, so I'm fortunate to have such a strong brand behind me. Well, I've worked quite closely with the designers at Henri Lloyd for a number of years now in trying to improve the kit, and certainly they're a fantastic bunch, always open to new ideas, and I think we've done a good job over the years in trying to produce high quality equipment for both dinghies and keel boats.